Hey everybody, how's it going? This is No Bones About Wrestling. Oh, and there is Wolf.
So sorry. I
That's all right.
yeah, I had to deal with some cats. Uh
Your cats, I hope.
my cats, yes.
Oh, okay, all
Yeah, they were being running around and stuff and had to get them back in my mom's room.
right. But yeah, everybody, this is WWE Weekly. I am one of your hosts, Asa, and that is Wolf, and he is here. And yeah, you just made it. I
Yeah,
literally just started.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, tonight we're gonna talk a little bit about Raw, talk a little bit about SmackDown. We have our top five rankings, men, women, teams, and then I have a couple other topics I wanna tackle. Um, so yeah, we'll see what's up. Give us your comments, your opinions, as always. I like hearing what other people have to say because like I know what I think. Um, it's like I want to hear what you think. For real. Um, but first. Hey Wolf, let me ask you real quick. Do you know who is officially in the Rumble? We have like five right now, right?
Yes.
Okay, let me just keep that yes for something I want to do later, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Eric says I think SmackDown was good this week. I did too, Eric, and our friend Willy said it was like the worst wrestling show he'd ever seen.
I hated it.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was probably worse than any show in 2024
Wow.
from any company.
I
That
can't
was
believe it. I didn't think it
it
was
was
great,
like
but I didn't hate it.
yeah, it was like the matches. It wasn't necessarily because of the matches. It was just like there was really nothing behind it, and
Yeah.
there's a roster gap problem.
Yeah.
The fact that like SmackDown has like 30 people, whereas Raw has like 100. That's an issue.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you. Well,
There's
we'll
like
talk.
every division. There's like 5 people. 5 people a division. There's like 5 belts. There's two women's belts, two men's belts, and then the tag team belts. Like, and then there's like hardly anyone. Like for all those divisions, and it's just a problem. And now that each show is 3 hours, there's no reason that SmackDown is severely smaller than Raw.
I was gonna say, there's no reason SmackDown needs to be 3 hours.
I don't hate it just because I'm hoping it gives more talent like more time. But the thing
Yeah.
is, if you're not going to have the same roster size in both Raw and SmackDown,
Mhm.
then forget even 2 hours. SmackDown at that point needs to go to one.
That would be great. I would love a
Yeah,
1 hour wrestling show like Rampage. I loved it. It's
yeah.
like it's like the old days, man.
But like I don't know, it's like the roster. I just don't like that the roster size is completely different. Like Raw has all these people, and it's at to some point it's like 3 hours is almost sometimes not enough on Raw, and whereas SmackDown it's like there's no one or repeating feuds like multiple times over. It's like I
We're at
don't know.
I would probably do Raw 3 hours, not three and a half, just three, maybe
Mm-hmm.
under, maybe like 2 hours and 50 minutes. But I would do SmackDown 2 hours, and then I would have a 1 hour show. That's what Eric there was asking. Does WWE need a 1 hour show? I think that'd be great. Get it going along, and have some matches. Not much other stuff. Maybe one or two short promos, and I think that'd be great for WWE to have a show that's not long.
Yeah.
That you feel you can just sit down and watch it instead of being like, well, I've got to dedicate my night to this now. Or if
Mm-hmm.
you miss it, dedicate my afternoon. But here we'll talk more about SmackDown later. Um, First, we're going to talk about Raw. It was the big, huge first Raw on Netflix on Monday, January 6th. They were in Inglewood, California. They kept saying Los Angeles, but it's like a suburb of LA.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's terrible. The fires out there. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Um, All right, so we had what 3.5 hours of a show about, and we had 4 matches.
I felt like it was more like 3, to be honest, because
3 hours.
they kind of ended around 11. Like maybe like 11:10, 11:15.
Okay, let's say 3:15.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't quite 3.5.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the time I said, well, I get it. I don't, it wasn't made for the hardcore wrestling fans. It was made to introduce new people to the show and the stars and this and that. So I get it. It wasn't my favorite show. But I totally understand what they were going for. And before I get to the matches, I want to correct myself on something I said on God, I don't know. We did so many shows this week. I don't know. On one of them, I said that the Dynamite rating beat Raw. That is wrong.
Yeah.
I was looking at some numbers that turned out to be incorrect, and yeah, Raw beat Dynamite. Raw did at least like 3 times what Dynamite did. But the good news
There's
for
like different numbers going around. There's like
yeah,
some people saying like 4 million, some saying like
right,
6 million.
yeah. But then Dynamite at least did like I think it was like 1.3, 1.4, something like that. They like doubled their viewership, so that's good for
Yeah.
them. Um, I would like both of them to increase their viewership. I'm biased towards AEW, I'll admit, but I would like both of them to increase their viewership because the more people that watch, the more fun it is. The more people you have to talk to about wrestling. Like that's how it was in the '90s. It felt like everybody was watching wrestling. They at least knew a little about like Stone Cold, The Rock, The Undertaker, etc.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel that way now. Um, Anyways, so yeah, Raw was a success. Um, but as I said, I didn't care for it. The wrestling was good, but it's just so fucking long. Like if I didn't have you guys to talk to during the show, I would have fast forwarded through most of it, honestly.
Yeah.
But like I said, it wasn't really made for us, or probably the people that are watching us or listening to us.
Mhm.
Anyways, opening match, first match on the new Raw on Netflix was Tribal Combat, which basically means no DQ. And it was a match for the Ula Fala, the red chili pepper looking necklace. Solo Sokoa had it, and Roman Reigns wanted it back. And as their first match, they put on Roman Reigns because they want to establish, he's the big deal. And he pinned Solo, got the Ula Fala back. Good match, 4 bones out of 5. Pretty physical match. Nice way to start the night, I thought. And afterwards, The Rock came back. Wolf, can you kind of sum up what The Rock had to say, what he did?
Well, before the match, he had a promo where he was
Right.
talking about Netflix and everything. After the match, he took the Olafala from Paul Heyman and put it over Roman Reigns' neck. Basically, kind of also hugged Roman, kind of had a nice little wholesome moment between them. That's kind of it.
And didn't he say fuck like 5 times?
During the promo before the match, yes. Yeah.
That was kind of strange. I mean, I'm fine with it. Obviously, I don't mind cursing, but I mean, they're going to for kids and families and stuff. I thought it was a little strange having him come out there and fuck all over the place. What they've edited it out of the recorded version now.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that was about, but
He's the
it was
final boss. He gets to do whatever he wants.
yeah, it was certainly interesting. Um, so that basically looks like it kills the feud between The Rock and Roman.
It
Or
tells us that Rock is not going to be at WrestleMania.
yeah, I think you said that Monday.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's something I want to talk about later, though. We'll talk about that later. Next up, we had the WWE Women's World Title match. We had Liv Morgan defending against former champion Rhea Ripley, and Rhea Ripley won the belt back. This
Yep.
match, it was okay. It was fine. Rhea
It
Ripley kind of do
it
what?
felt a little squashy, kind
Yeah,
of.
exactly. Yeah.
I don't know. Liv didn't seem to get too much offense in. Um, I'm not entirely fond of the decision, just because I don't know. I think it's kind of lazy to just give the title back to Rhea. But
Well, and now did you see Liv is getting a rematch on Monday?
is she?
Yes.
I didn't hear anything about that. I just heard that Rhea's gonna be there.
Yeah. So
Oh God.
who knows? Who knows what they're doing? But yeah, it was squashy. I mean, everything Rhea did looked good. She's great, I think. But yeah, it was kind of squashy. Rhea won the belt back. 2.5 bones out of 5. Like I said, not the quality of the wrestling, just the match wasn't competitive, really much at all. Up next, third match out of 4, we had Jay Uso, who's one of the most popular stars now. They're really trying to get him over with the new audience. And he took on Drew McIntyre, who I think has been doing excellent work lately in the ring, on the mic, on the internet. Just man, he's killing it. I think. Um, good match, another good match. Kind of showing off the WWE style, like a live action fight in an action movie. I think they go for that more than AEW. That's the way a lot of WWE comes off to me, anyway. Um, I mean that in a good way. And but Uso pinned McIntyre with a roll up. Good match, as I said, 4 bones out of 5, and Jey Uso got the win. Wolf, what do you have to say about that one?
Uh, I don't like it,
Yeah.
honestly.
Why?
I feel like if they wanted to continue presenting McIntyre as a huge threat, I honestly thought they were gonna give Drew the win. It's kind
Yeah.
of weird that Jay won, but it's fine, whatever.
I agree. I think they can. I think just his physical presence and like his voice gets him over enough as a threat that I don't think losing to Jey Uso loses him too much face. Um, but like you said, it's important to establish them both. Can't necessarily do it all in one match, though.
Yeah.
With the new audience.
Yeah.
And the main event of the first Raw was Spider-Man versus Spider-Man, CM Punk versus Seth Rollins, and very good match here. This is the best match I've seen CM Punk have in like what 9 years, something like that. Personally, that's my thought. I know a lot of people
Yeah.
would say Punk and McIntyre last year, um, but I'm taking that. It's a gimmick match. I'm talking about like just a straight wrestling match.
Yeah.
CM Punk pinned Seth Rollins after 2 go to sleeps. The second of which was to Rollins' stomach. But whatever. I'm not going to let that kind of botched finish sully the match too much. 4.5 bones out of 5. Very good match. And
Very good match. Yeah.
yeah, and CM Punk and winning in the main event on the first Raw. I think that goes to speak the way Triple H wants to present him going forward.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Yeah.
And Eric says, I don't think Drew will be a
Ever
face
be?
anymore. Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a long time, so he
Yeah.
could.
You
But
never say never in wrestling.
yeah.
Never say never.
Yeah.
And Eric also says, I think Seth will turn heel on the fans on Monday. I could see that.
Yeah.
That'd be an interesting way to go because I don't. This Punk and Rollins thing is not over, and with the quality of that match, it shouldn't be over. They should keep going with it.
Yeah.
Because they've gotten some good in-ring segments and good a good match out of it. A great match, I thought.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, again, overall, Raw, good wrestling, but just like so much waiting.
Yeah.
Wait for half an hour, waiting for 35 minutes. Wait, it was 40 minutes until the first match was on. Come on. I mean, just too much waiting around for me. Like I said, I would have fast forwarded through like 2/3 of the show if we hadn't been doing a watch along. I just get to it. Get to it. like I said, I know it wasn't made for the hardcore fans, and I get
Yeah,
that. That's fine.
yeah,
I'm just saying it didn't do it for me really.
yeah,
Wrestling was good, but that's it.
yeah.
All right, SmackDown 2 nights ago, January 10th, Portland, Oregon. The show Willie and Wolf hated, and I thought was all right. Um, Opened up with the women's U.S. title match with Chelsea Green, accompanied by Piper Niven, and she defended against Mi Chin. This is a good match. I really like Chelsea Green.
Yeah.
Uh, Very talented. She pinned Mi Chin with a roll up out of Mi Chin's top rope crossbody splash. And this was a good match. Crowd was into it. I give it 4 bones out of 5. I thought it was a nice women's U.S. title match here. And like I said, Chelsea Green, go back and watch her in Lucha Underground as well. If you like Chelsea Green, or if you want to see kind of how she wrestles when she's not expected to do the WWF style matches, she's something else, man. She has a lot of ability, and I think we're kind of just seeing the surface of it in WWE.
Yeah.
You got anything you want to say about that one?
It's like I didn't hate the match, but again, it just felt, I don't know. For me, it felt short. It felt short, and it didn't really set up anything like new, or it just felt like, okay, now what?
Yeah,
I don't know. It felt like a cliffhanger.
I hear you. Up next, we had Los Garza, which is what, Umberto. He's lost his last name. Is that
Berto,
correct?
but no, he's
Berto.
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 Berto,
Okay.
yeah.
And
And
Angel.
Angel, yes,
Okay, and they are Los Garza. I like both those guys a lot.
they're very good.
And yeah, and they faced Pretty Deadly, who are also very good. But I tell you, in this match, kind of jockeying for standing in the tag team division, the crowd was dead for the first half of this match. Like,
Yeah, unfortunately, because what's it called? These two teams kind of were jobbers for a little while.
right.
They, we don't know if they will still be, but now that, what's it called? The tag team division might be revitalized. Maybe these tag teams will actually look better now. I'm hoping so, because Los Garza actually has been doing pretty well lately, and Pretty Deadly, I think, is a good team. So
Yeah, no, I agree. Pretty Deadly. I can't with their fucking clothes though. I can't. It's just Jesus Christ.
I find it hilarious.
I find it a little uncomfortable, a little funny, and a little uncomfortable. Also,
I
like
think you're supposed to.
above nipple clothing. I don't know. For men, I don't know, man. But yeah, the man going into this match, Los Garza, they had zero heat. Like the crowd did not give a fuck.
Yeah.
Pretty
It,
Deadly had some heel heat, but they didn't care about Los Garza at the start of the
yeah,
match.
it's the thing is, it kind of was a heel versus heel match.
Yeah, right.
But it feels like they might possibly turn Los Garza and, what's it called? Maybe all of Legato face. But I don't know. They kind of didn't really tell us. They didn't imply anything. It's weird.
If you hear me asking questions, I didn't start watching WWE again until like 3 or 4 weeks ago. So, cut me some slack. So, Wolf, is the LWO still around?
LWO is on Raw.
Yeah, that's what I thought with Rey
Yeah.
Mysterio, right?
Well, yeah, with Ray, Joaquin Cruz, Dragon Lee, and Selena. Legato is on SmackDown with Santos, Angel Alberto, and Elektra Lopez.
How the fuck did WWE not put Rey Mysterio on the first Raw on Netflix? That's some disrespect.
Yeah.
That is some disrespect, man.
I mean, technically they did. They put him in front row. All because New Day was pissy and was like, we don't want to be here.
Yeah.
And they were still there.
In a match, obviously, is what I mean. I don't know against who. Don't particularly care. You can find somebody. He can have a good match with almost anyone.
Yeah.
So, Anyways, back to SmackDown though. So the crowd eventually got into it. Los Garza hit some cool moves,
Yeah.
pretty deadly. Started doing their heel thing. So the crowd eventually got into it. Berto pinned the blonde one. What's his name?
Elton, I think. Elton Prince.
Yeah, I don't
Right?
know. There's like Kit. Is that right? Is it Kit?
Yes. Kit
Kit.
Wilson and
Kit
Elton
Wilson.
Prince. Elton
Okay.
Prince is the blonde one, yes.
Okay. All right. Um, they pin Prince after a double press slam. They call the MTY. Uh, Decent match. 3 bones out of 5. There was some clunkiness going on,
Yeah.
and like Wolf said, just didn't seem to have much of a point. Kind of a
Oh,
random.
sorry, I just remembered. I think tomorrow or on Raw they're gonna do Ray and Dragon Lee versus New Day. I
Oh,
just
nice.
remembered that,
Good. Yeah, they should have had some high flyer on Monday. I couldn't believe
Yeah.
it. They couldn't believe it. But yeah, like I said, this match just didn't have much of a point. It was an okay match, but just
Yeah.
nothing to it, no feud or anything like that.
It's like a mini tag the team contender tournament kind of.
Yeah. And Eric says WWE needs to have the red ropes back for Raw. I totally agree. Yeah, Raw deserves red ropes. That's what it should have. I agree. Up next, we had a United States title match, a men's United States title match. Shinsuke Nakamura making I was surprised to hear this, making his first defense against the man he won it from, LA Knight. And this was a good match. This was the first, it was the second pretty good match on this show. LA Knight won by DQ when Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga interfered, and then Cody Rhodes and Jimmy Uso ran in for the save. And that set up Cody and Jimmy Uso versus Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga in the main event on SmackDown. But yeah, this was a good match until the DQ finish. LA Knight had several near falls. Nakamura had a couple near falls. I enjoyed it. 4 bones out of 5, and I might have gone higher if it had a real finish.
Yeah.
Up next, we had Motor City Machine Guns, Sabin and Shelley, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Against A-Town Down Under, former tag team champions, Grayson Waller and Austin Theory.
Yep.
And this was a good match as well.
Yeah.
When Willy told me he hated the show, I watched it today, actually. I watched and I was like, I don't get what I got to talk to him. I don't know.
I don't think we hated the matches. We just hated that there was like nothing behind anything. It was just like things were dragging out, and it was like, why?
Yeah, that's true.
It was all a big why for us, and that's why we hated it so much, because they didn't make feuds. They didn't like start stories. Like, it was just putting stuff on the show for the sake of having a show, I guess, and it didn't really contribute to anything. So it just left a lot of questions.
I hear that. And Motor City Machine Guns got the pin after hitting their finisher, Skull and Bones, of course, named after the Yale secret society, or supposedly they put you in a coffin and you masturbate in front of all the members, and they do all these death rituals and shit like that. So that's where they got their finisher name from, I assume. That's where you hear Skull and Bones in some circles of American society, I guess. And George H.W. Bush and George W. Bush were members of Skull and Bones, just so you know. That's fact. It's a real thing. It's not. Look it up.
It's funny.
All right, so 4 bones out of 5 on that match. Good match. Everybody in it looked very good. Good match.
Yep.
Up next, we had a women's title #1 contender fatal 4-way match that was set up with a way too long talking segment.
Yeah.
Hear these thoughts here. Says no story advancements, just decent to good matches. Basically a house show for 3 hours.
Yeah.
But I didn't mind that. I didn't mind it. But you could have done way more with it for sure.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
I will admit though, like the promo, like with the whole setting up women's contenders, it kind of it felt good because what's it called, just when Nia came out and just instantly cursed, I was like, you ungrateful little shit. I'm like, okay. That I like that, but because it's a normal reaction, but yeah,
I'm
it was a little long. Um,
I'm not a Nia Jax fan. Eric says, I hope Motor City Machine Guns will be in WWE 2K25. I would be shocked if they're not.
yeah, I think they might be DLC. I think
I
they
was gonna
might be
say
like
that.
the last DLC. Or
Yeah, they did come in kind of late in the development process. So if they got in, they might be the last ones that made it in. Yeah.
yeah, because I think they
Um,
came in before like the cutoff date, but I feel like the people we probably won't get are like Penta and
yeah.
if Jordan Grace comes, probably Jordan Grace. Um,
I still got to get into 2K24. I barely played it. I barely played it. I got all the DLC and all that shit. I gotta play it. Um, all right. So this match, number one contender, uh, we had Bailey versus Bianca Belair versus Naomi, the women's tag champs, versus Nia Jax. And Nia Jax in this match, I'll say she was terrible. She almost paralyzed Naomi and Bianca Belair at once. She did a
oh,
double suplex on them and did not quite get them over. Um,
ooh,
Somebody mistimed it, but they
yeah,
almost got seriously. They could have been seriously hurt on that spot. Like if you're not going to make it, don't do it.
oh,
Um,
I guess I
and
missed that. But
and she was openly talking to opponents, like not disguising it well at all. A lot of her spots just look very staged. I fucking hate her. I swear, I do. What do
I
you
mean,
think?
I think she was like kind of talking like shit to Naomi and
Yeah,
Bianca, right? Like, I was like, she's the heel, so obviously she's gonna talk smack to like all of them. But um, I was fine with the match. I guess I didn't notice the like near paralyzation of Naomi and Bianca, but
you
I
remember that
I
spot I'm talking about, the double suplex?
I maybe I don't I don't remember. I'm sorry. The show I was kind of bored with it
I hear you.
pretty easily, but I did kind of like the fact that it seemed like everyone did get kind of shown. I thought it was good. And Bailey versus Tiffany was will be interesting. It is happening next SmackDown, and I thought I was kind of bummed out a little bit that it was next SmackDown rather than like Saturday night's main event or
Yeah, yeah.
the Rumble. But then I thought, oh wait, Bailey's probably gonna move to Raw, so maybe next week might be our last match on SmackDown. Um,
Speaking of which, do they have any matches set up for Saturday night's main event?
no,
Okay, I didn't think so.
no,
And that's like
no,
6 days from now, right? Wait, no. No, it's
no.
13 days from now.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Okay, okay, all right.
yeah.
Okay, that's okay, I guess.
Yeah.
They should at least
All
have
we
one
know right
match set
now,
up.
Saturday night main event, is that Jey Uso is promoted, so on it. So maybe Jey Uso will have a match.
I tell you, this time I will not be fooled. I
Yeah,
will be doing a collision watch along
yeah,
instead of the Saturday night's main event. Now, if they
right.
set their shit up, maybe next time I'll do Saturday night's main event. But after the first one, it did not live up to the hype, I don't think,
Yeah,
And we skipped doing a collision watch along to do that. And
yeah,
no, collision was way better that week. Anyway, so Bailey pinned Naomi. And I thought Bailey and Bianca Belair both looked very good in this match.
yeah,
Bailey definitely, you could tell, is the vet in this match. I mean, she was like the anchor of the match.
right.
She pinned Naomi after the Rose Plant, and
Hmm.
this match very uneven. Like I said, I thought Nia was terrible. Naomi was all right, a little clunky in some of her spots, but 3 bones out of 5. It was a fun match, if a little long. And it was at this point that I wrote, Jesus Christ, this show doesn't need to be 3 hours long. I said 2 plus a dark hour, question mark, or 2 plus a Saturday morning show. That's what I would do personally. Um, tape the Saturday morning show, first hour, 7 p.m., whatever, and then do SmackDown 8 to 10. And then you have a Saturday morning wrestling show on again. And that's something AEW does not have. And if you're trying to appeal to more to kids and families, do it. I mean, that would be wonderful. I think just a 1 hour Saturday morning show, like 3 matches, some like WWF Mania used to be. I don't know if you probably don't remember that. It was in the '90s. Just do like 3 matches, like wrap up the week, kind of, maybe one promo or like one exclusive interview, something like that. That's it. Nothing big. Just a fun hour of wrestling. That's all. That's my opinion, though. And Hear These Thoughts said, talking about Naomi and Bianca, said they landed on their necks. I remember that. Yeah, it was. I don't think they did, but it was very close, and it definitely looked like they were going to. Eric Tate said the old Saturday night's main event was on late night, but it was taped. Yeah, and it got a huge rating still. Hear These Thoughts said, "Oh, I remember Mania. LOL, I forgot about that." Yeah, and that's where like I first got into WWF. I mean, I wasn't when I was a kid. I wasn't watching Raw at 9 at fucking night on Monday. I was watching Mania at 10 a.m. on Saturday, and then eventually that got me to watch Raw at 9 on Monday. But that's that's how I and a lot of other kids found out they liked wrestling, was like Saturday wrestling shows. So I'd like to see that come back. Yeah. And Mania, a bunch of the episodes are on YouTube. I don't know if they're on the network, but there are some on YouTube, and look it up. It's a fun show. WWF Mania from the '90s. All right. Main event of SmackDown. Undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes teamed up with Jimmy Uso, and they took on Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga. And pretty good match as well. Like I said, I thought the wrestling on this show was pretty good.
Yeah, the wrestling was good, but I think that it was just a matter of like dragged on, nothing.
No, I agree.
It was just all a big why.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, was I enjoyed the matches, but the whole thing felt like a slog.
Yeah,
like 3 fucking hours.
Right. Yeah, and like this, and I think it was also worse because we understood that SmackDown has a very small roster. Like they have like 30 people total, whereas Raw has like probably 100, 110 maybe. Like I don't know. They have a lot more people. They have like twice the size, 3 times the size as SmackDown, and it's like, why is there this huge roster gap? I feel like it cripples SmackDown, and especially with like very little star power. I don't know. I think they need to kind of balance out the rosters a little bit.
No, I agree. So that match, Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga got what I thought was a surprise win. Fatu pinned Jimmy Uso after a moonsault, and that match I gave 4 bones out of 5. Again, the like I said, the wrestling on the show was good, but yeah, like Wolf was saying, right, there wasn't much of a spine behind any of it. We got a little with the main event. We got a little, but I mean, it didn't really advance anything. It just kind of reestablished a feud. But again, with hopefully for them new viewers tuning in, maybe they didn't want to show too much of what's already happened. Maybe they saw it as like a reset for SmackDown. Now, if that's what they thought, it could have been done better for sure, but maybe that's what they thought. And Eric said Superstars and Wrestling Challenge were so good on the weekends in the '80s. Yeah, definitely. And Superstars, it was syndicated, I believe. It aired for me on Saturday, but some places otherwise. Wrestling Challenge, I don't remember what day it aired. But that was nice. No, that was nice. We had a bunch of wrestling shows in the '80s and '90s. Prime time wrestling on Sundays on USA. There used to be All American Wrestling. They did a bunch of different shows. WWF did. But yeah, during the day, wrestling shows are awesome because then you can watch it for an hour and go about your day. You don't have to dedicate 3 hours your night, your whole night to it.
Yeah.
Which, if the show is good, that's great, that's fun. If a show is not good, that's you feel like you wasted your time sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
Um. Anywho, all right, I got some topics I want to discuss now.
All right.
Excuse me. And here these thoughts said Velocity and Sunday Night Heat were decent too. Yeah, definitely. Sunday Night Heat was a good B show for them. Yeah. All right, something we got to talk about. Uh, Coming off of Raw, and we talked about this at Raw, but everybody seemed to be talking about it. You know what I'm going to bring up, right?
Uh, kind of. No,
Hulk
not really.
Hogan, Hulk Hogan, and the
Oh,
Boots.
yeah.
So let me ask first: did you expect it?
Not to that degree, I don't
Yeah.
think. I I kind of it's not that I didn't, obviously I was fine with it. I was completely fine with it. I think it's um I think it's good that Hogan kind of understood that, like, gets some, like, kind of held accountable, because yeah, it's weird because Hogan, I don't think the necessarily, like, people were speculating, oh, it's because he got involved with politics and because he supports Donald Trump. I'm like, no, because Undertaker showed up on the same show and was cheered, and Undertaker is arguably more MAGA than Hulk Hogan.
But see, that's what I was saying was Hogan showed up at the Republican National Convention and showed up on people's
Right,
TVs with a Trump shirt. Undertaker
right.
just talked about it on his podcast, you know?
Yeah, I don't think it, but the thing is, like, everyone knows Undertaker is like super MAGA, like,
Yeah.
as fuck. I don't think it's because of the fact that he supports Trump. I think it's probably because of the controversies, and because, like, I think Mark Henry talked about, like, oh, he offered Hogan to, like, help fix things, like, kind of like help Hogan, kind of like
Yeah, he said he wanted to take him on a tour of like black colleges and universities.
right,
Right.
right, and maybe, like, kind of like educate, like, Hogan a little bit, just see, like, oh, this is not something you're supposed to do.
Yep.
Hogan did not seem interested whatsoever in, like, fixing things and everything. And I think at one I heard something about, like, Hogan had, like, some kind of, like, staff thing, some kind of staff. It was like a black woman, and he fired her because, like, she was black. It's like, it feels like Hogan was, like, actively taking decisions, and I think that is the problem people have with Hogan, because, like, yeah, I think it goes beyond just the one time where he said the N word, and
Yep.
like, and also, like, when he went backstage for to, like, apologize for, like, apologizing. He didn't actually apologize. He just said, like, oh, be careful around cameras. I'm like,
Well, he did apologize. I don't know about backstage, but he did apologize for it.
yeah. I'm saying, like, there like, in that certain instance, like, he was supposed to, like, he was brought, like, backstage to, like,
Right.
apologize to, like, the locker room, basically.
Yeah.
And instead he, I don't know, like, who said that. I don't know. Maybe Mark Henry had, like, mentioned it or something. I don't know. But instead of actually apologizing in that instance, he was just like, "Oh, be careful around cameras." I'm
You
like,
gotta watch out for cameras, brother.
yeah, it's
Um,
not a.
well, so let me ask you this. Do you think the boos would have been the same were they not in Los Angeles? Like, let's
Yes,
say they were in Omaha, Nebraska.
probably not as loudly. I think there probably would have been some boos, probably not as loud as LA.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Um, all right, so he didn't seem to expect it. I expected it,
I
and
expected it. Yeah,
you expected it. He didn't seem
I
to.
didn't expect it to that degree, but
I didn't either. I didn't either.
yeah.
Um,
I
and
felt like it was gonna happen one way or another. It was gonna. Yeah, it being in California definitely enhanced, especially LA, definitely enhanced it. But I feel like it wouldn't have necessarily changed even if they weren't in California.
But see me, and I said that I don't want to belabor the point too much, but I said, I said the thing on Monday. I said the guy, he fucked up. He's apologized. Let's all move on with our lives. Let's move on. We don't
Right.
need to if somebody brought up the dumbest thing you did every day
I
for
feel
fucking
like
10
if it
years,
was, yeah, I feel like if it was just one instance, it would have been
right, right.
um fine, like people would have moved on, but it kind of kept going, and he
Yeah.
still kind of is not really fixing himself. So yeah, I don't think people are believing his what's it called, his apology.
Let's see, Nathan Johnny Lance here. Thank you for joining us. Says, for me, it's great celebrities showing up. Seeing Vanessa Hudgens, I don't know who that is, and Macaulay Culkin there was such a surprise. It's
Yeah,
so cool when stars join in on the action. Epic surprise. I'm popping over this one.
I think Vanessa Hudgens is like an
That's-
actress of some kind.
I believe it. I don't know. I see like, unless it's horror, I see like
She
two
was in
movies a
High School
year.
Musical.
Oh, okay. I thought the name was familiar. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, Okay, so here's the next question, and then we'll be done with Hogan. I got one more question though.
Yeah.
Will he be back? And how soon?
Probably. Probably.
How soon?
Um, I expect him front row for the Rumble.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Some people have said they expect it. Now this might have changed, but some people have said they expect him to be in the Rumble.
Yeah, I mean, it could be, but maybe they might. I feel like they're probably not going. I feel like probably they're just gonna have Hogan and like Ric Flair and some other legends be like front row, because I think that's what they're gonna do for those legends. Um,
Well, I'll tell you, if they want to get some attention, have him come out number like 29 in the fucking black and white with a feathered boa, just soaking in the booze from the fans. Come in, like throw out CM Punk or some shit.
oh, that'd be diabolical.
Yeah, I mean, if I were in Triple H's shoes, that's what I would do. Lean into it, use it,
Yeah.
and get some heat.
Yeah, you know what would be really funny is if this is just like a funny little fantasy book and just to appeal to people on the internet. Like if Hogan came out in the Rumble, and then let's say you have someone like what's it called, Obafemi just became NXT champion, or you have like Omos come back, and then you have him throw out Hogan, and
Yeah,
suddenly they're like the most over people.
that would be funny. I don't see the Hulkster going for that, brother. I don't think he'd like that one. Hear these thoughts says let Braun Breaker spear him. Wow.
Oh my god, he died.
Fans would love that. Well, he had 2 knee replacements, and he said, "Hey, man, I didn't go through all this shit for nothing. I want one more match." So that's it. Right now, I'm reading his
I'm just saying, if
autobiography.
you have
Actually,
Omos throw out Hogan, Omos might be like the most over guy in WWE in that instant.
yeah, I'm reading his autobiography right now. Hollywood Hulk Hogan. It's interesting. It's a good story. But soon we're going to start doing wrestling book reviews. Um,
Back here.
yeah, so good. So far, so good on this one. I'm still in his childhood. I haven't even gotten to wrestling. I'm at the point where he's a fat baseball playing child. Let's see. Michael says, I think at WrestleMania 41, John Cena should face
No,
Logan Paul for his final
no,
match. I would
no,
hate that.
absolutely not. No.
Eric says, I still think Bray needs to be in the Hall of Fame this year. I totally agree. and hear these thoughts talking about Omos and Hogan. He said Omos will throw him 10 feet in the air. That's not a good idea, brother. Cripple the Hulkster.
Yep.
I don't want him crippled. You know, I just like I said, I don't want to bring politics into wrestling and this and that and the
Yeah.
other. I get why people are booing him. I
I
get it.
don't. Yeah, I don't think it's really necessarily because he was like I said. I don't think it's because he supports Trump or anything.
Yeah, I think it's some of the other stuff.
Everyone knows that Undertaker is like super right wing, super MAGA, but like
A
we
lot of
still
these
care. We
wrestlers
still
are.
love Undertaker.
Yeah. I like the dead man character. I hate the biker character. I hate it.
Yeah,
Hate it, hate it, hate it. Couldn't hate it more.
I think
But
he only has it right now because it's like, oh, it's the real. It's like Mark Calloway. It's not Undertaker, which I understand.
so I don't know. I think Hogan will be back, and like I said, I think they'll lean into it. I doubt that they'll do what I said, but I would do what I said. um, okay, so something else. Something else I want to talk about. Uh, I meant to write them down, but you said you know them. So
Yes.
for the Royal Rumble entrance, we have what, 5 announced?
5. Yes, we have.
Well, what, here I want to go through them and let's just talk briefly. What are their chances of winning?
All right. So Roman Reigns,
Okay.
for the first time in like 5 years, probably, 5, 6 years, maybe. It is Roman Reigns will enter the Rumble. I don't think he's gonna win at all, but he's definitely gonna have a good performance. But like because I don't think he's ever been less than the final 3. What's it called in a Royal Rumble match? I think he'll be at the very least final 4.
Yeah, he'll be if he's in it, or not if he's in it. Since he's in it, he'll be in the running to win it, no doubt. I don't expect him to, but he'll be in the running for it for sure.
John Cena has a very good chance because it seems like based on reports, he is one of the favorites. He is like one of the choices to win the Rumble. And I think it would completely be acceptable because what's it called? He's like, I mean, it's his retirement tour and people want to see him possibly get that number 17. And I think it's going to be based on that journey. So I think it could make complete sense to have John Cena win and either challenge Gunther or Cody Rhodes.
Let me say something real quick. I'm biased. I will admit.
Yeah.
Ric Flair is probably my favorite wrestler ever, or not probably. Yeah. Ric Flair is my favorite wrestler ever. I don't think they need John Cena to beat the record. I think it's enough to tie it. I mean, if you're in league with Ric Flair, you're pretty damn good.
Right.
Who I think should beat it is Charlotte.
Yeah, they probably are.
I don't know how many she has already. What, 6, 7?
14 or 15.
Wait, what? Really?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because they give her a lot of transitional reigns.
Yeah,
because she's gotten cashed in on like 3 or 4 times at least.
Yeah.
So that they give her a lot of transitional reigns, or short reigns.
Wait, I'm looking it up here.
World title reigns does Charlotte Flair have? 14. Yes.
Holy shit.
Yep.
Well, I did not know the number was that high. Well, definitely she should be the one to beat it, not John Cena.
Yeah, because she's younger. I expect her to be the one to actually beat it.
Wow, I did not know that. I did not know that.
Yeah, and I think John Cena and Ric Flair have both said like if she beats it, like they'll be there to like congratulate her.
Yeah, I mean, she deserves it. I think so. She is my favorite wrestler in WWE, man or woman. I think she's fantastic, you know.
Right.
And again, heel or face. I mean, she should be a heel, but heel or face, I think she's good at what she does. I think she's great in the ring too.
Yeah.
You know,
Um,
really one of the women who's best at making a match look believable.
yeah.
But let's get back to the Royal Rumble. Sorry.
I don't think I'm just gonna say I don't think Cena actually is going to break the record. I think it's just going to be the story. This whole retirement tour is going to be based on getting number 17. He won't actually get it, but it'll basically that's the storyline, trying to get number 17.
And going back to Roman real quick, Eric says Roman needs to take on Gunther at WrestleMania 41. What do you think, Wolf?
Too soon.
Too soon?
Too soon.
And Gunther hasn't even been around lately. Hasn't had matches lately.
Yeah, apparently he's going to be on the show tomorrow.
Okay.
According
is he going to have a match? Do we know that?
We don't know that. We just know he's going to be there. Maybe they'll set up his next opponent for like the Rumble or something. I don't know.
It's another 3-hour Raw, right?
Yeah.
We will be there. You're going to be there?
Yes, I will be there.
We'll be there doing a watch along. Me and Wolf and Willy and Dylan, I think, who used to do the Long Island Wrestling podcast.
Yep.
And Willy from Willy Does Wrestling, and K Fabulous, maybe. She's not the biggest WWE fan.
Yeah.
But she may be there. She likes CM Punk. So but yeah, John Cena, I mean he'd be fine to win, and John Cena versus Cody Rhodes would be great. So
Either way, if it's Cody or Gunther, I think it's an amazing match.
Yeah. I think either way, and but Cena, he's not gonna be retired until like the end of the year, right?
Yeah, December is gonna be his last match.
You think they should make that a PLE? I do.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
We'll see. It depends on how the scheduling like comes up.
Yeah,
We'll
I think he deserves it. I mean, he's some people love him, some people hate him. A lot of, but I mean,
I don't know. Maybe it could be like a Saturday night's main event instead. I don't know.
Give him his own,
His own PLE.
I don't know what you call it, but give him his own PLE. Yeah. I mean, just like themed for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe we'll see.
WWE C Nation, whatever. Farewell Cena.
Yeah.
I don't know what you call it, but he's one of the greats. I mean, when you take it all in ring, character, on the mic, he's one of the greats ever. I don't think that's disputable. Now, he's not my favorite wrestler in the world. I really like him. And then going away from wrestling for just a second, he has the record for the most Make-A-Wish wishes given out, which, to me, those are the kind of people I like to cheer for,
Yeah.
To me, in life, that's all that really matters is, what you do for people, how you treat people less fortunate than yourself.
Yeah.
So, whether it's in sports or wrestling, those are the guys I like to cheer for, the people who actually use their fame to do something positive instead of just, buying cars and buying mansions and what the fuck ever.
Yeah. He's a good person. He's a genuine person. And yeah.
Anyway, okay, who's next? We did Reigns and Cena. Who's next?
CM Punk.
Okay. What do you have to say?
I think CM Punk probably has a good chance, but I don't know if he's actually going to win it. I feel like he's probably going to be in the final four, though. Possibly. He'll get there. Like he'll stay there for a while, but I don't know if he's actually going to win because I think they probably have something in mind. I mean, allegedly he's supposed to face Roman at WrestleMania, possibly. So maybe they have Punk take out Roman, eliminate Roman from the Rumble, or maybe they have Roman eliminate Punk. We'll see what happens.
Let's see. Hear these thoughts. Seth's going to cost Punk, or vice versa in the Rumble. I'm assuming
right. They could do that. I mean, there were like rumors or like reports of like Seth facing Gunther at WrestleMania, possibly. Potentially.
See, I don't know. Everybody gets so caught up.
Really weird. Yeah.
I mean, and of course, we're talking about the Rumble. We're going to be talking about WrestleMania. So, I don't want to seem like a hypocrite, but
Yeah,
everybody gets so caught up talking about WrestleMania. And it's like with The Rock, with his, on again, off again, this and that.
yeah,
I don't even know if they know what they're gonna do at WrestleMania this year.
yeah. Right now, Triple H, I think, said right now he has something penciled in,
Yeah.
but he expects something. Like he's ready if something changes. If like he has a plan B, a plan C. Like he has like three like main event. He has the main events like set like
I mean,
ready.
sorry. It seems to me like if they can, they will do The Rock versus Roman Reigns.
Probably,
You
yeah.
know,
Probably.
uh,
I think they should, in my opinion. I feel like it's gonna be hard to sell it if you push it off. At least the story, like the match, you can sell Rock versus Roman Reigns regardless when it happens. But past this year WrestleMania, I don't think people will be interested in the story. Uh,
not
yeah,
not as interested. People will still be interested, just not. Yeah.
yeah. It's more so the story. I think it's like it's gonna go from oh we're actually interested in the story to just like oh it's Rock versus Roman, big time matchup. Go.
Mhm.
That's it. Like they don't care. Like the story kind of becomes obsolete.
Yeah. And here's a good point.
Given the
Here these
cost of the
thoughts says,
tickets,
yeah,
you have to have Rock versus Roman. Yeah, because
yeah,
those tickets are expensive.
you better deliver. Yeah. It's like
They're a fortune.
I used to want to go to WrestleMania, but now it's like fuck that shit. I will watch
It's
it at
like
home.
$500 for
Yeah,
like
fuck that.
normal seats.
Nah. If they still did it one night, I would go. I'm totally against this 2 night bullshit. I
Yeah,
don't like it. And not everybody needs to. Maybe it sounds mean, but not everyone deserves to be on WrestleMania. It's supposed to
yeah.
be the best of the best
I
fighting each other.
think the
There's my laundry.
reason yeah, I think the only reason they cut off to 2 nights was because at one point, I think just before they made it 2 nights, like WrestleMania would go on to like 2 or 3 a.m. and people were tired and they didn't
See,
want.
that's too much too. Just do like three and a
Yeah,
half, 4 hours max. 8 to 12. Done.
yeah.
You know, 10 matches, 12 matches at most.
'Cause they want to like yeah they want to like give everything as much time as they can. So
Yeah. Which,
yeah,
like I said, I understand everybody wants their WrestleMania moment or whatever. Everybody wants to be on the big show, but
yeah,
like I mean, do we need Me Chen on WrestleMania? I mean, I'm just picking her out of the blue just because we've just talked about her. I
yeah.
don't have like hate Me Chen or anything, but I'm saying like, does she need to be on WrestleMania? Does fucking Apollo Crews need to be on WrestleMania?
Well, they're not usually on WrestleMania, but
I
like
know, but I'm
now
just
we're gonna get people like Chelsea Green and maybe Dakota Kai or Lyra Valkyria and
anyway.
WrestleMania because
Okay, so Punk, my
uh
take, I could see him winning. I
yeah
could see Gunther versus Punk. I could see Cody versus Punk. Um, I could see him doing it a number of different ways with Punk. And I mean, we know he has the fan support. We know he gets ratings.
yeah
I think, mm, I think maybe having Punk win the Rumble might be the way to go. And then,
maybe
and a lot of people are saying this: have Punk win it, and then maybe have Cena win the Elimination Chamber.
Chamber yeah because I think Chamber is like the only thing he hasn't done so
And hear these thoughts pointing out, yeah, if you like 2 nights of WrestleMania, we got 2 nights SummerSlam now too. They'll all be fucking 2 nights. Give it 5 years. Do I think WrestleMania will be in the UK in the next 10 years? I do. Yeah.
yeah I think there will be WrestleMania in London.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. After they saw what AEW did there, yeah, they want to show
Yeah.
them up for sure.
And
Yeah.
not to mention the international shows usually do like
Right.
really well, like especially like whenever like in Backlash, like Backlash they go like international places. They go to France, they go to Puerto Rico. Like there's I think there was rumors that they might go to Mexico for uh what's it
That'd be
called?
awesome.
Or like maybe Italy. Like they have places and I think that they're definitely going to want to take advantage. They went to Australia too and the Australia crowd was crazy. So these like international crowds, they're louder than like most crowds in the U.S. And I think they definitely want to capitalize on that.
But yeah, so to go back again, I think Punk could be a good
Yeah,
candidate to win. I think he'd be a good winner. People at the place would go crazy. People at the arena would go
right.
crazy. So who we talked about? Punk, Cena, Roman. Who else we got? Two more.
L.A. Knight,
Who official? LA Knight.
L.A. Knight. Yep.
I mean, it
Uh,
would be a nice surprise. It would be a nice way to elevate him.
yeah, I think like L.A. Knight versus Gunther would be really interesting.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Yeah,
all I got to say about it.
yeah.
I mean, I like the guy. He's not my favorite, but I mean,
He's
people
still
love him.
over. He's still
He's
good.
super over. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
people
more
still
over
love
than
him.
he used to be, which I didn't think was
Yeah,
possible.
yeah,
Um, but
yeah,
but yeah, he'd be a nice. It used to be. It wasn't the A guys.
yeah,
Well, for a couple years, it wasn't the A guys who won the Rumble. It was a B guy who won and got
yeah,
moved up to the A.
yeah,
But lately, it's been like A guys. So
yeah.
maybe
Especially
maybe
those that
Anderson?
are like super over, like
Yeah.
Cody. Like, of course, Cody like would win the Rumble because he was super over. Everyone loves him. He's basically modern day John Cena.
Yeah.
Uh,
Which was great. I mean, which was great. I love Cody. I mean, but
yeah,
the two Royal Rumble wins were great, but they could have still done Cody versus Roman and have
right.
somebody else have won the Rumble,
Yeah,
to get elevated because Cody was going to be up there no matter what they did,
right.
you know.
Yeah.
Just my opinion. Just my opinion on it.
Um, and then finally, perhaps the most now currently the most over guy in the company right now, main event Jey Uso.
So you're the big
He's
Jey Uso fan. You got the Jey Uso
yeah,
shirt on.
yep. Jay has gotten very good reactions. Guys sold a lot of merch. He's an asset. He's clearly an asset to the company. Company is going to take advantage. I would not be surprised if they consider Jey Uso winning the Rumble to go on to face Gunther at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
Uh,
no, I agree. And that would be
yeah,
another. I mean, he's already kind of an A guy, kind of, but it would be definitely an elevation for him.
yeah, for sure. It would definitely like help build him up to be a truly a main eventer guy going for world titles. So
Yep.
I think it would be good for Jey Uso. So yeah, definitely interested to see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm interested to see, who else enters. They haven't done it lately. It feels like they haven't, but I love it when they have some legends come back,
Right.
like just for one night. And this is
Yeah.
just an example that comes to mind, like Kevin Nash. What if Kevin Nash came back for one night, threw a
That
couple
would
people
be
out,
fun.
you know?
Yeah, I mean, a lot. Yeah, last year that even as lately as last year, I think they had what's it called? Sorry, I'm trying to remember. It's been so long.
Well, we did a watch along for 2001 on Thursday, and the Honky Tonk Man and Haku were in it.
Yeah.
That was pretty fun. Eric
Uh,
says Undertaker, maybe the Biker Taker
maybe.
might show up, or Underbiker,
Actually,
whichever
no.
one.
Last year, I don't think they had any legends, but the year
Yeah.
before that, they had Booker
Okay. Cool.
in the Rumble. Yeah, they had Booker, and then I think that was kind of the only legend in terms of men's. I mean, technically, Copeland is considered a legend, but he was. And then women, I don't remember women. I don't think women had. Oh, women had Michelle. Michelle McCool was 2023.
And
And
I love women's wrestling. I mean, I think it's one of the better parts of WWE. But I tell you, one event I dread every year is the fucking Women's Royal Rumble. Now, granted, I did not see last year's, and I know people said it was good.
last year
But
was good. Yes.
I've seen all the other ones, and I've never
Uh,
seen a good Women's Royal Rumble. I'll
yeah.
watch last year's. I'll watch it. I'll give it
Yeah.
a
Last year had, because the thing is, last year had surprises such as Naomi coming back, what's it called? Jordan Grace, a TNA wrestler, debuting in the Rumble. That was huge. I wouldn't be surprised if Jordan Grace is also in this year's Rumble.
But we don't have any official women entrants in that Rumble, right?
Yeah, no one really saying anything. No one has mentioned the Rumble exactly yet. What's it called? There was one thing I wanted to say about Legends. Oh, yeah, there was speculation that possibly maybe Wade Barrett would be in the Rumble.
That'd be cool.
And there's also been speculation, maybe they could do Wade Barrett versus Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania. I think that would be interesting.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. He looks like he could still go just physically. I mean,
Yeah.
So that'd be cool. That'd be cool. All right, folks, it is time for the top 5. Every week, we sweat, we slave, we strive to bring you the most accurate rankings for WWE. We rank the top 5 men, the top 5 women, the top 5 tag teams. It's a secret formula. Wolf makes rankings. I make rankings. Things get written down on scrolls. They're passed around. They're voted on, and it's a very secret process. It'll never be revealed. But this is what we've come up with. And Eric says, "How come the Royal Rumble is in February this year? Because God hates us. It's unnatural for the Royal Rumble to be in February. It should be January. This year it should be just January 25th. I don't understand why it's not. It's February 1st instead. And then they're doing, what's the next show? Elimination Chamber, right? Is it?
Yeah.
March 1st. They're doing that March 1st, which is usually February.
Yeah.
I don't know. But the Royal Rumble has always been in January since 1988 or 89, whenever it began. So to change it now is just, I don't like it. Yeah, I don't like it. Hear these thoughts says, I'm just hoping there isn't a lot of snow for the Rumble. 4-hour drive to get there for me. Oh, you're going. Shit. Nice. You'll have to keep us updated while you're there, while we're doing our watch along from our homes. Where is the Rumble this year?
It is in that is a very good question.
I don't know.
Indianapolis.
Oh, okay, cool. And Eric Tate says it was 1988 when it began. I think the first winner was Big John Studd. I believe so. Anyways, back to the top 5, or I guess starting the top 5. Let's see. We'll start with women. Ladies first. Number 5 this week. She lost her title. Which one is it? The women's world title?
Possibly.
Liv Morgan.
Yes, women's world.
Okay. She was second last week. Lost the belt to Rhea Ripley, down to 5th.
Yep.
Number 4 this week had a good title defense against Mi Chen, and that is Women's United States Champion Chelsea Green.
Yeah.
Or should I say Chelsea? Number 3 was not on TV last week, but looked very good and became the number 1 contender to Tiffany Stratton's WWE Women's title, and that is Bayley. And Eric Tate says Jim Duggan was the 88 winner. So, okay, Big John Studd was the 89 winner, I believe. And then Hulk Hogan, then Ric Flair, then Yokozuna, then Bret Hart and Lex Luger, then Shawn Michaels, then maybe Shawn Michaels again, and then I lose track. I don't know. That gets us to like 1996. Oh, wait, 97, Austin, 98, Austin, 99, Vince McMahon, 2000, maybe Triple H, 2001, Austin, and now I don't know.
2000 Royal Rumble winner was no, it was Rock.
Oh, The Rock. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Back to the top 5. Number 2. She's the WWE Women's Champion. She was number 1 last week, drops down to 2 this week, and that is Tiffany Stratton.
Yep.
Very good in the ring, very annoying on the mic. And number 1 this week, she was not ranked last week at all, but she won back the Women's World Title, and that is, and got a thumbs up or whatever from the Undertaker.
Yep.
That was big for her. To some fans, I'm
Eradicator.
sure. The what?
The Eradicator, Rhea Ripley.
Is that what they call her?
Yes, as
Oh,
well
that's
as
cool.
Mommy.
There's an old Kids in the Hall sketch. If anybody remembers that show, Kids in the Hall,
Yep.
where there was a guy and he liked squash. And again, I'm talking about something, I don't know if people play that anymore. It's the thing with the rackets and the blue ball and the wall. And anyways, he would be like, "I am the Eradicator," and he would show up in a ski mask with the eyes and the mouth cut out, and people were like, "What the fuck, dude?" I'm just here to play squash. Anyways, Eric says, so if you don't know the Kids in the Hall, check it out. Very funny show, sketch comedy show. Eric Tate said, "Tiff still a heel, is she?"
It seems like she's more of a tweener.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I was thinking. All right, so for the women, number 1, Rhea Ripley, number 2, Tiffany Stratton, number 3, Bailey, number 4, Chelsea Green, and number 5, Liv Morgan. So let's do the teams. Number 5 this week, not always a tag team, but they got the win in the main event of SmackDown. So Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga, number 5.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Number 4, they got the win in a match we were talking about. Which was kind of uneven, but they looked pretty good in it. And number 4, unranked last week, Los Garza,
Yeah.
Berto and Angel. Number 3 stayed the same as last week, and that is Motor City Machine Guns. They got a win over who they beat on SmackDown.
A-Town Down Under.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah.
So they stay at 3rd. Kind of looking to regain their titles. Number 2, they are still the which belts are they? The War Raiders.
World Tag Team Champions.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Still the World Tag Team Champions, not on television this week, not in a match anyway.
Yeah.
The War Raiders, and they were unranked last week. And
no, they were paired with Priest last week.
Oh, you're right. I was about to say, how were they unranked? Okay.
No, they were ranked. They were just
You got such a better memory than I do.
Paired together with Damian Priest because they had a trios match.
Correct.
Priest.
They were number 2 with Damian Priest last week. Good memory. And number 1, same as last week.
DIY.
Yep.
Such a good team.
Keeping the WWF Tag Team titles. So number 1, DIY. Number 2, the War Raiders. Number 3, Motor City Machine Guns. Number 4, Los Garza. Number 5, Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga. And last but not least, the men top 5. Good competition this week for who was going to make it. It was tough to pick.
Yeah.
Number 5, he was not ranked last week. Got the DQ win over the United States champion. That's LA Knight. Came in at number 5. Number 4, down from number 3 last week. He is the number 1 contender to Cody's undisputed title, and thinks he holds the Winged Eagle title. And that is Kevin Owens, coming in at number 4, down a spot. Number 3, after making his return to the ring, beating Solo Sikoa for the Ulafala, and that is Roman Reigns at number 3, unranked last week. And number 1 and number 2 stay the same. Number 2, Gunther, and number 1, Cody Rhodes.
Yep.
So that's number 1, Cody. Number 2, Gunther. Number 3, Roman Reigns. Number 4, Kevin Owens. And number 5, L.A. Knight. And so, folks, that is going to do it for us this week. We appreciate you watching very much. Enjoyed talking to you. I'm not quite done, but so just stay tuned. I have just a couple things to say. But yeah, thanks, Eric. Hear these thoughts. Michael. Who else talked to us tonight? Nathan, thank you. EBK Mac. Everybody who spoke to us, thank you. We appreciate it. I always enjoy talking to y'all. And a couple things I want to say. Just a couple things coming up. Tomorrow, 7:55, 5 minutes before it starts. Raw watch along. It's gonna be myself, Wolf, probably Willy from Willy Does Wrestling, probably Dylan, maybe K Fabulous. So it'll be a bunch of us. It'll be a fun time. It was a fun time last week. Tuesday at 7, AEW Weekly with K Fabulous and myself. It's like this show, except we try to make it different. It's similar, but it's different. But a weekend review of AEW. Tuesday at 7. Wednesday, 7:55, AEW Dynamite watch along. And that'll be myself, Wolf, maybe Willy, and K Fabulous.
Yep.
Thursday, we're doing a Retro Royal Rumble watch along at 7:50, 750 Thursday night. I haven't picked which Royal Rumble. I can tell you it won't be 94. It won't be 2001. Past that, I don't know. It won't be 92. Yeah, so it won't be 92, 94, 2001. It could be any other Rumble, though. We're going to watch that Thursday night. And Friday, on the 7th day, I rest. So even though that's the 5th day. So, anyways, everybody, Wolf, thank you as always. Always appreciate getting to talk to you, having you on this show. You know, it's a good time. And yeah, so I'm Asa saying goodbye and see you tomorrow night, 7:55 for WWE Raw Watch Along. Bye, everybody.